In this video, I would like to explain you some characteristics of icons. Actually, icons is a very general term which refers to icons in a strict sense, index and symbol. An icon is a sign that relates to an object through its similarity, whereas an index is a sign that relates to an object through a direct causal relationship. For example, smoke relates to a fire due to a causal relationship. And then there are so-called symbols, which are signs that relate to an object through an arbitrary or conventional relationship, like the letter to a certain sound. All these are signs, and signs can be described in terms of a semiotic relationship. This is usually illustrated as a triadic relationship, which you see in the triangle here, between a carrier, an object, and a certain meaning. In the case which you see depicted here, the carrier would be the physical piece of paper or the physical sign which holds this graphical display. The carrier relates to an object, here to a cigarette, which is burning and producing smoke, and it has a certain meaning, and the meaning is that you should not smoke at that particular occasion, at that particular location. This triadic relationship may also be expressed in other ways, but the semiotic triangle, which you see here, is the most popular way to describe signs. Signs are not only of visual nature, but they are also auditory equivalents to signs. We then talk about auditory icons or icons. An icon is considered as an abstract syntactic tone that can be used in structured combinations to create sound messages to represent part of an interface, and that is a definition given by Brewster in 1993. Whereas an auditory icon is an everyday sound, recorded, for example, from nature, that conveys information about events in the computer or in remote environments by its analogy with everyday sound-producing events. Both auditory icons and icons provide certain functions in a multimodal interactive system. For example, icons can provide feedback, functional feedback, alarm feedback. They can create attention, they can incite emotional responses, they can incite behavioral responses and accelerate learning. Whereas auditory icons are usually used to accelerate user interactions and learning. There are some advantages and disadvantages of using icons. In icons, as they are synthetic sounds, you have lots of parameters which can be used in order to design and control desired effects. That is, you can create families of icons which belong to a certain family of sounds and which can provoke different meanings in the different levels, hierarchies of a multimodal interface. The disadvantage is that there is no natural learned relationship and association with everyday events, and this is why they are sometimes less effective than auditory icons.